Hey, folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to our Wednesday live stream, where we are back in Disco Elysium. Looking fine. Well, looking intentionally and hopefully appropriately disheveled is what I'm actually aiming for. How's everybody doing? Hope your week has been going okay. I feel like I'm starting this off too cheery and upbeat. Not appropriate for the theme. It's okay, I'm sure we're gonna get, weirded out and confused and a little bit draggled relatively quickly as well. Did I wash the outfit? The shirt, yeah. I mean, not the jacket or the tie. I mean, I would be drowning the tie. That would be terrible. You're right, my character is wearing a mesh shirt. Now, unfortunately, I do not own one in real life. Otherwise, it might be great. I have to be honest, I am loving the drama trait quite a lot. I might be liking the drama more than any of the other traits so far. We'll see. Once we get more Inland Empire, maybe we'll get even more dialogue with more objects, and it's going to be a absolute hoot. I will remind everyone there's a blind playthrough as much as possible if we could avoid spoilers, including mechanical things unless I'm specifically asking for it, because I think this is very much the sort of game that benefits from calculated mistakes, perhaps? That sort of thing. Also, I have a very obsessive brain, so even if you think you're being really sly with your spoiler, first of all, people aren't usually as sly as they think, and secondly, it's going to make me obsess over it, which might affect things, you know? It's kind of like the whole, it's like the uncertainty principle in physics, right? You can change something by observing it. Well, here, sort of a similar kind of thing, so we'll see what we can do about this. Favorite is Inland Empire, just for the name. It's a pretty good name. Now, I'm trying to remember if I was fully satisfied and felt like I was complete over here in the library, and I think so. After we've been in here for over 3 hours of real gameplay time. I think we're heading out. I think our plan is to go and check with that gardener lady, see if we can borrow her gloves and a smelling salt. It's also quite late in the day. I don't have that much money, and I haven't paid my tab over at the hostel. Now, my whole thing, I've been saying all... Hey! Thank you very much, Hard Hat. 1 second. I've been saying all along, it's fine, I'll sleep in the car. I don't know, for all I know, there's not a mechanic for, sleeping in the streets or sleeping in the car or something like that, or bullshitting our way past the concierge. Well, it's the manager there. We're gonna see. I don't know what that's like. I know there were a couple of rooms back at the hostel. I keep saying hostel. I don't know what it's actually referred to. But I know there was a couple of places that opened later in the day, which it's definitely there for. We'll see. But I'm gonna see if that gardener lady is still outside first. I think that's the plan. You're trying to finish the research thing that makes all the red checks fail? Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too. That's an excellent point. We have this going on. We did do some reading to progress this. I don't know how much of a concern it's going to be right now if all the red checks fail. And I have heard many times, it's fine if checks fail. It can add to the story and things. You don't get boxed out of things. So we will see. Hostel cafeteria, yeah. So hostel part is correct. Wait, why are we getting near the map? Wasn't our whole stream where we explored the whole building? Did I dream it? Yeah. But we finished that. We went through over here. We saw Iggy Stardust over here. We went through all that. I came back here because there was a book I had wanted to buy, which we have now purchased. Although the book may or may not be glitched in that we can't try different recipes. It's kind of weird, but we'll see. But yeah, we talked to her. I think we resolved the curse. I mean, we could take a look at the various quests over here that we've got, but... I talk to Garte again, inspect the body. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to remember that we're back on a job over here. So we're gonna try to get ammonia from the gardener or the fruit store. And there was a possibility we might be able to ask her for gloves. So I think we're gonna do that. On a shelf I missed. What? One shelf I missed. Did I? Really? Oops. Okay, I did that. I did this one. I did that. I did that. Because I didn't do this on Saturday. On Saturday, I didn't do this one. But we dealt with this on Monday. We've done this. We've done this. I'm sure of it. Maybe the ice cream machine defrost. You know what? That's a good point. It has been some time, because we've been sitting around reading the book. Let's go and check the ice cream machine, and then finally leave this cursed building. That's the actual curse of this building. The curse is that you can never leave the building. But yeah, I'll go pop back downstairs one more time. We'll check the ice cream machine. Because I unplugged everything. We still need a password for the computer as well.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, The skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to? We actually know that, I think, from talking to Neha, the dice lady.
That's a good question.
Strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
That's true. Right, up here, then through this door brings us to the basement. I guess we can just go out the back door from here, too. It's this ice cream maker here. Is it still frozen?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melts.
It's slowly melting. Maybe we'll try tomorrow. Okay, let's pop outside. Oh.
All around you.
Hey, Shivers!
Rain falls on the great city of Rivershore. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters.
Love the zoom out!
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
What am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Your shirt sticks to your chest. The
My
shoulders
mesh
of
shirt.
your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol
I
cloak.
could go for my cloak. What's in this one that says, motherfucker?
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They
There-
sell them there.
Are raincoats there? I wonder if I'm going to take health damage. I might go for my cloak, though, but first, is the gardener lady still there? She is still there. Now, if there's any red checks, we'll auto-fail right now. It's raining again. The young woman stares up at the overladen sky.
It was clear just an hour ago.
Do you still have your salts? I think I could use some.
Sure. I'm done with them.
Takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands them to
Go
you.
easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Maybe I can't ask her for her gloves. Because I'm not sure that this...
Excuse
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there.
Oh, we'd asked all these
Just
questions.
sitting, I don't know anything.
Pig is a widely used term for
Maybe
men
we hadn't.
who
It
police
wasn't grayed
is
out.
not loving.
No need to worry. We are not saying.
Maybe because last time, because of the empathy, we're like, oh yeah, we won't press her. And this time we're like, hey.
Okay. Well, I didn't. Since the street sign's messed up? Okay, no problem.
Well, I guess we can't ask for her gloves. Maybe it's possible we've never been able to get it, but all right, we've got smelling salts, so we can observe the rotting corpse now. Okay, that's grayed out. Now, an ampoule of ammonia, a thin glass tube wrapped in cotton netting, used to treat fainting spells, produced by Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. So this isn't something I actively use because it's not in tools or interact. So presumably it's just going to add a new interaction to the dialogue over here. Ugh, I do not want to talk to that child.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
It's just +1 has ammonia? Oh my god. What the hell? Well, let's roll and see if we get the double sixes. It's a white check. We can retry it whenever we want.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You managed to keep it in once.
This was a single-use item. Oh. Okay.
The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Can't just get like a nose plug or something. The ammonia didn't help at all. I don't think I want to be a cop anymore. Didn't say nothing. I'd say the ammonia didn't help at all.
Nor does the wind right now.
You feel the lieutenant pat your back rhythmically.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
You know, that's interesting. I know the word crenellation. I've never thought of it as a singular object. A crenel. The pat, pat, pat reminds me. I think this is probably a TikTok. Someone's like flipping over pancakes and giving a little pat, pat, pat. And it's like someone commentating. Some girl. Is it the same girl that's like with the person putting the shapes in the wrong holes on the toy? He's like pat, 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 pat. Flips over and then like just hovers and doesn't pat the pancake.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
I mean, the cumulative hangover might kill me at this point. Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life? This bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a cop. Can't we do something else? I think I want to solve something else now. Do it without me. I can't keep it in. Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets
Him
easier.
hold my hair.
You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
That's your back again. Kim, you're such a bro.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
Jeez. You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too.
I don't know, man. Maybe you should do it out without me. I just can't keep it down.
No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help.
He withdraws his hand and looks you in the
You
eye.
need to get your shit together.
Yeah. But I don't want to get my shit together. My shit is already together. Wow, that would be a bald-faced lie. I think I just got to be like, okay, you're right, man. You're right.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
Volumetric shit compressor.
You've gained a thought.
Yep.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
All right. After 8:30, 8:45. Yeah, God, what is that? Why is it so bad? I think we've done
Active
this.
decay.
Yeah.
He's about to blow.
Yeah, we're just gonna turn away. Okay. Volumetric shit compressor. 30 minutes. Your shit is apart, and it's yeah. We got to get our shit together. And it's rather unbecoming a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area to achieve a solid level of shit compression. Squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the 2 hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. So there's no temporary research bonus. Just runs for 30 minutes. Yeah, sure. We'll internalize this. Equip and complete volumetric ship compressor thought. Okay. So it does force you to at least do one thing over here. Let's go back inside the building. Let's get out of the rain for a bit. Or I could try going for the rain cloak. It was a pretty bad roll. We got to go through here, and then up there and everything. And then I'm worried it might get me in an area I can't undo. You know what? I'm going inside. Screw this rain. I want to be indoors. That's what I want. I skipped shivers? What do you mean I skipped shivers? Was there an interaction I didn't see? Over here? A little pop-up? Hey, what is this?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling.
Oh, I didn't go through the 4 dialogue options. Yeah, and yeah, don't. If you want me to play exactly like you did, we could do that, but that wouldn't be the same.
There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Oh, am I gonna get to talk to the trash container right now? Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
What do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yeah, there's a reason I mostly am not watching the chat actually as I play. People cannot contain the spoilering and backseating. Like, we just got to experience this organically, you know? Like you did the first time. Yes, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
again, we're not admitting to anything supernatural right now. We don't even believe it. We keep imagining that things talk to us, but it's surely just in our head, right? Just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there?
Mm-hmm.
How do we get the lock
We
open?
could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage.
I literally have it in my hand. No ore. Pry bar. What's your ore? Or we could go looking for a key?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Yeah, but we're going to try. Oh, what if it does damage to me again? All right, you know what? We'll just ask for a key first, and then if we can't get one, it's pry bar time. The letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. Letter R wear... No, hey! Dang it! A light above descending? Shoot, I really wish you could repeat those. So there's a letter R on the side. It says wears a crown. And then it's got some text. Annoying. Alright, I'm still going with plan. I'm going back inside. We've killed a few minutes. I think like 3 minutes since the last time we checked. Open trash container. Yeah. Alternatively use brute force. You just need a pry bar. Yeah. I've got the pry bar. Let's go inside. She's still there. Didn't that sign say come back after 1,300 hours? Oh, but this door is open now, which is nice. He didn't get the wing glued back on. He's still fiddling around with the bird here. Some money? Can pay my hotel tab with this. An extra 50 cents. The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Ooh. An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. Vanilla vodka or something? Not much spices to go into that, though. I'm just sitting here stealing money from people. Standard RPG shit. Nobody cares.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
It's like ashing all over the food.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec.
Can't even begin to guess what language that would be.
Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's not funny.
Well, now I've got to. Grazie. I have some questions to ask. I'm pronouncing it in an Italian way. Grazie.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
You've got some impressive pots there?
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Stay masculine?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I'm going to touch the door. I'm going to stroke it.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
Try to push on the door. It'll be a pull door.
The door does not budge.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
I'm drawn to its cobalt blue. It's part of the Whirling Rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know. Out of duty, we may find something pertinent to investigation. You're right, nothing important. Let's go. Do we start to leak more of our thoughts to Kim? Mostly with Kim, especially at the start, right? We're just going to fake until we make it. We're going to deny. We're really starting to trust him. And I'm just wondering if we're just going to let some of our thoughts leak out a little bit more. It's already happened before when we did the war paint kind of thing. I'm drawn to its color blue.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
Why did that turn him into being like, yeah, you're right, it's blue, we should investigate? Yes, a mini side investigation. No, the door is a mega investigation. The door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation.
If you say so, Garte is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Say, the secret passages? There's strange doors in Whirling. No one knows where they lead. Find a way in and see what's hidden there in the hostile cafeteria's forgotten corners. Find a way into secret. How is this secret? It's a blue door. All right, cool. All right, we got a few things to talk to Garte about. So let's get it done.
Can I help you?
These look dimmer. I think it's just because the background's going through. It almost looks like I've gone through these conversations before. Is this trash container out back yours? I mean, not yours personally, but the hotel's.
No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Yeah, I could see that coming a mile away.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
It's a great question, Kim.
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
What seems callous? No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me. And it isn't callous, common sense. No, I wonder what this feeling is. I'm getting a feeling. I'm going to analyze it. As I'm sobering up, I'm becoming more introspective, I think.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Oh! I see. Yeah, I mean, you could just put it out for people. Comrade. Communist cop, exactly.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in
Didn't
Rags
understand that reference.
They're trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. You're very
He was
useful.
a leading figure on the Garte side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered
The 9/11
scientific
day
communism,
government.
Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say 9/11 that way. The voiceover said 9, the text said 11. That's what I meant. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism. Scientific communism, Mazov. Okay. Yum yum, tell me more.
He killed himself.
That changed the meaning of these two options kind of dramatically. What are you, Krasmazov? Oh, maybe I am Krasmazov. I don't know, maybe I am.
What are we talking about?
Oh, I said that out loud. Oh, that's funny. No, wait. Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am? No. Okay. We're trying to get our shit together right now, literally for the next 30 minutes. Next 10 or 15 minutes at this point. Yeah, let's return to that. Let's return to that.
Was there something you wanted?
We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
Maybe I am Krasmazov.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Ooh, the lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
About that money, are you? I've seen something here at the Whirling Guard. Something I need to talk about. Wonder what? Maybe the blue door? We're gonna skip over the money question for a little bit.
What thing?
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved to Union. Did I? That must have been our first time through it. I'm still pretty bleary then, so I don't really remember it.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
I feel like that comment's, pointed at me.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Authority. It's a shame you've got to suck up to the Union, stay afloat. Let it go. You're above gratuitous baiting. You know what? I want to retaliate. It's a shame you got to suck up to the Union, stay
I
afloat.
don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Good point. Kim, you're the man. How do we find out?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Okay, that's, I think, the curtain area that we saw before, because that's one of the time things. And I was like, oh, weird, the door's still closed. It's after 1400. The sign said reserved starting 1400. Why isn't anyone in the mess hall?
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk
Thanks, Kim.
or protesting something somewhere, or laying low after the, lynching.
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with it.
Yes, I think I see.
Yeah. The Union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and now think they can hide out till it all blows over, and it's fair weather again in Martinez.
I mean, right now, I love the lighting here. Presumably from a disco ball. Right now, one would assume that the natural direction of the investigation is that this is related to Union in some way. Either they did it, or it was the strike breakers that did it, or the corporation, or something like that. May not turn out to be that at all, but it certainly seems that the direction we're going to investigate first. And I still have the flashlight. Every now and again, he's got to be reminded. We get a +1 to our conversation skills if we flash the light directly into his eyes.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
So there's this mysterious blue steel door at the back of the kitchen. I wish I could remember how to do like the blue steel pose.
Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? You have presumably the key, ...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the frit warehouse, probably.
I'm sorry. Okay, now all of a sudden, up until now, the door stuff has been like, this is a weird thing for us to be focusing on. The fact that this door has been here, you've been here for 10 years, and you have no idea what's behind the door in the establishment you managed. Okay, now our curiosity about it seems legitimized.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk.
Now I need to know.
Dust. Junk and dust.
I'd assume this was like just an emergency exit before.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked
Maybe I am a
door
super cop.
in one of the cafeterias I manage.
Yes, one of the three, I remember.
So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Something else I want to ask about.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
That's some good advice. Thanks, Reaction Speed. I talked to Sylvie. She left because of me, not you. Maybe we can get bonuses on interactions with him if if we tell him this.
Wait, what? But what about the bird?
The bird? I know what bird. This bird.
Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left.
Yeah, that was also me.
You broke the skewer.
Now he's really not going to let me off the debt.
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you again.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
Mystery, you tell me I just break things. Maybe I have a vendetta against it.
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. Symbol of hope and all.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs.
That's what I was just thinking.
Perhaps this is why you broke it.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
She said she was flattered, it was just bad time. She said you're nice, but also her employer. I mean, come on, the power vertical here. No, we didn't really talk about you. I think she did say this. This would be a funny way to sort of like sabotage things. It's not inaccurate, but I don't think there's like that much of a power structure here. Especially like if Sylvie was fine with just leaving the place completely, you know? She did say one. One is literally true.
Really? I should give her a call then.
Yeah, you should. Man doesn't know what to say. He wipes his brow and stares at the counter.
Thanks, I guess.
Plus 30!
Was there anything else you wanted, or...
Or can you give him a moment? Somehow you realize this is not going to net you any professional
Dang it.
discounts. Already he's reverting back to defensive.
I need to sneeze. Where's my... I don't know where a tissue is. Okay. Sneeze completed. Tissue found. All right. All right. Let's deal with this. So about that money I owe you.
Yes, have you got it?
How much do I owe you
A
again?
lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real.
I only found about 13 real total, and I spent a bit over $4 of it on a book. You know what? Let's talk about something else.
What? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
He sounded a little bit like Snape there. Absolutely out of the question, except better. But you know what? You know? When Rickman did Snape's voice, there was a bit of a nasal quality he injected into it. I really heard it there.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Yes!
Your body is ready, sire.
Did I see another thing? I don't think I saw another thing.
Another thing. Great. I love that. Yes.
No, I went through those. Okay.
Volumetric shit compressor. Bizarre scientific
What is going on here?
Rivershore West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Okay, so I can try my endurance checks again. That's good. I told you someone earlier they're not up today. Oh, show up eventually. Okay, yep. Okay. Well, that didn't necessarily advance like I thought it would. Summer door closed for the winter. Anything new with this lady?
Hello, sweetie.
Maybe we should go upstairs. Again.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie? I mean, you like me. I mean, the reaction speed triggered this, presumably. I know. You know, who's Sweetie? Is it me?
Why, you are.
Aw. Maybe I am. Maybe I am a sweetie.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
No, I'm done with mating rituals this time around. I don't know. Maybe I have. Oh, let's totally flirt with her. I don't know. Maybe I have.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides.
Your advances haven't thrown her off one bit. In another place and time, she would have probably welcomed your attention.
Oh, heal first. Lord, having reduced health hurts her endurance check. Oh, that's good to know.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
Did you? I mean, we got your name listed here. I thought we got some info before, but maybe not.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Okay.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes! How'd you like to roll with me? Oh, boo! Boo! I don't know, but I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? You know what? How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers? Sequence killers different from serial killers?
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
It's okay, we can form a throuple, it's alright.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Kim, of course, I forgot I had you. No! I know, but there are also side mysteries. Sequence killers and forays into the paranatural.
I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible.
That's true, we have encountered many stairs already.
I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
You do seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
What a shitty thing, but I want to go through all the dialogue.
A paraplegic is someone with limited
Yes, no kidding.
ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade
I
explosion.
like how we're going to bring up the concept of a grenade seemingly out of nowhere. Grenade? Did you fight in a war?
No, dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty.
Were you a tightrope walker?
Nothing so extravagant, dear. Though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd?
What did you do then?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company.
Go on.
You'd think it would be a safe job,
Yeah.
but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding.
This doesn't strike me as a sort of world setting where workman's comp is much of a thing.
I was lucky.
Oh!
This was almost 20 years ago, and I was
Consider me
compensated
corrected.
exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
Maybe things used to be better. Sorry, it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Please, let's move on.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing, or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movements with some concern.
She won't judge you, no matter what you say.
I drank so hard, I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
The Whirl and Rags cafeteria was on my keys. This feels like a conversation we should have had immediately, but I thought we did talk to her. Maybe there was more to do. I think she said, like, oh, there's someone waiting for you, and just directed us to Kim immediately. But maybe after meeting Kim, I could have started this convo right away, because this does feel like an earlier one. Yeah, she said talk to Kim first. We were redirected.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
I mean... in hell. We're all in hell.
We're in the city of Revachol, dear.
I mean, we'll get some more lore about the place. I honestly don't know diddly squat about Revachol. I feel like I'm imitating her manner of speech. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world.
Is it?
We're fortunate to be here.
Are we?
I haven't seen very many other cities personally.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am.
There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started.
Yeah, we know that because we saw the calendar upstairs.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
So this is interesting because it's a way to dump the lore. Some kind of democracy, maybe. I'd like to think it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. The lasers and cowards before us are governed by intelligent machines and perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionaries. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. Cop. We're living under the cop regime. I'd like to think it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition.
This is new info.
We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
It's almost giving me like the Berlin divided in four kind of vibe, you know?
But they still have cops.
Yeah, if there's no government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
What's this revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does this have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things?
And I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. So, how did I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering
I
reality.
literally don't know my own name.
It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor,
I'm about as fresh as can be.
attacks of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Who can tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
He turns to the lieutenant.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course.
Kim, I love you for exactly who you are. Never change.
Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
I honestly don't even know if I'm getting paid for this.
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on this earth.
Shit. I have 4 minutes left on our red check penalty. Any chance this would take up 4 minutes? Maybe we could ask again later. What is a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe...
I think we just advanced 3 minutes.
Out of his pocket.
Oh, I thought we advanced 3 minutes, but it says 3 minutes remaining. I'll just change the subject for now. I mean, not that I really want to take her money, but I'm curious about doing the role, and it's actually one we should succeed.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you.
Okay,
If there's
still there.
anything else I can do for you, just ask.
I gotta get going.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Hey, psst.
Who? Me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Oh, I know what I got confused. I saw the 57 for our money. So when I went to like 00 over here, I thought 3 minutes had passed. I was looking at the money, not there. Anyway, you're ready to start building communism again? Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've
Maybe I am that Mazov guy.
hasn't really worked out yet.
Reincarnated.
Neither has love. Should we just stop building love too?
I mean, you can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build?
Did I promise it?
Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I mean, I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those yet.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
Listen, Rhetoric, you need to hang out with chill is what you need to hang out with. I know it's not chill, but you know what I mean?
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
What? Wait, what's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
I'm not sure where this came from exactly, but okay.
You alone. Against every living thing. Against every human.
That sounds like a lot of work.
800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
I feel like Rhetoric is convincing me. It is quite the effective speech Rhetoric's pulling out over here. I'm the last communist?
Now get to work, comrade.
Fuck it, let's do it. Roll up your sleeves and start building communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
I'm sorry. Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few minutes.
I'm sure this is going to have no effect on the story whatsoever. This is just a funny little side conversation. All right, roll up your sleeves and further and breathe in the pristine air. Okay, first of all, I'm going to come over here,
The precarious world.
finish this. This art.
How not to lose. It is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Turn into salt, or a flock of seagulls.
I
Your
ran,
enemies
ran
would
so
love
far
that.
away.
Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting.
To load the dice, I would need at least 2, and unfortunately, I've only got the 1. Critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. Does this mean I auto succeed on an 11 and 12? Maybe something else could have raised the failure threshold where I could have auto failed on a 2 and now, or on a 3, and now it brings it back down to a 2. 5 plus 6 is a critical success. 1 plus 2 is a crit failure. You think it made it easier to crit fail? So it sort of raised the failure threshold and lowered it there. Auto fail on a 3. Auto succeed in 11. Okay, so it's sort of thickened the margin on both sides is what we figure. Okay. Cool. I guess it theoretically makes situations where if I had huge stats, like let's say I keep pumping points into, hey Paul, let's say I keep pumping points into Paul. It's not what I meant to say. One moment. If I keep pumping points in the Inland Empire, and it has a huge modifier, and you know, I get these die rolls, and I'm basically going to succeed except on a double 1. Now then I can also fail on a 1-2. On the other hand, making it possible to crit succeed on things that are normally a lot harder is kind of interesting. Anyway, I guess it's fine. Works both ways, I suppose. Sure. Mazovia. So, do I have a cap on how many of these I can put in? I don't know. I'm still probably going to want to slot most of these in. Okay. Mazovian socioeconomics. So while this is running, I'll get a -2 to visual calculus. I mean, that's certainly less bad than failing all the red checks. People think communism is some crazy idea that had to come up 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism's still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Oh, I gotta unlock a research slot. So these are... Oh! Okay! So maybe there's a full cap, but there's actually another cap altogether, which... I might have spent maybe skill points or something else will unlock these. Okay, so for now, I cannot pursue Mazovian socioeconomics. Damn it, the man is holding us back again. But, you know, if we're embracing, you know, comradeship that way, on all money is the same money, maybe I could ask Lena for some cash. So, Paul, thank you very much for your tip there. Super appreciated. Paul says, came late to the party. Hope you didn't disco too hard. Thank you for my favorite playthrough of 2025. Man, I am loving this playthrough so much. Such a good game. Sweetie needs money.
Oh, sweetie.
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on
Let's do it. Tug on her heartstrings. I need this for the revolution.
Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I'm at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but
You know what, Lena? We're going to fix the system. It'll be better for you.
just I tied you over.
Give you this pawn. Commemorative pin, not a pawn. She unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, San Baptiste, Summer 31. Dinghy races.
What is to pawn?
It's easy. You bring
Oh.
a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it.
Oh,
can get it
give you
back
this
later
2
for a
pawn.
Slightly larger sum if
Missed
it
the
hasn't
2.
been sold, but you never end up doing that anyway.
Where can I pawn the pin? I feel real bad that we're going to sell this thing that she's had for a while, but...
Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop.
It's pronounced
A friend
Facady.
of my husband's goes there often. He says the owner is quite helpful.
Although in all seriousness, I really like the fact that they put a cedille there. As you know, someone whose first language is French, when I am reading books that have facade but don't put the little cedille down there, I really do read it as facade, because like it would be a hard C unless it's got the little squiggly underneath it, then it softens it.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
I kind of do want to promise this. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I don't know if I believe this will ever happen. You know? Or do I just thank her? Promise I'll back for you when I have more money. When I bring down the capitalist system and we abolish currency, I'm going to get your pin back for you.
Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back.
About your pin?
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
Okay. I just wanted to thank you again. If I give it back, I guess I can always change my mind.
Of course, dear. I just wish I could have done more.
I gotta get going now. Reality down. Oh, yes. Talk to a rich person. Yeah, we'll talk to them, all right. Return Lena's pin. Give you a commemorative pin to pawn when you're desperate for cash. The honorable thing to do would be to return it to her. Buy it back and return it to her once you have the money. Inspect the body. Yeah. Cross out, cross out. Okay. Next season of Pawn Stars. Yeah, I gotta call a guy who's an expert in commemorative pins. Did I talk to this guy before? Oh. All about the money, you know. I heard that, brother. Looks like Northern Lion. Bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. Oh, what a waste! Oh. Hello. Sim dock worker. Man is sleeping at the table wearing mud-caked boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt reads wild pines encircled by a logo with a
On
tree.
the counter, rolled out of his open hand,
Hey,
you
Quill, pay
see
attention,
a
there's a new
blister
subscriber.
pack of headache medicine.
I mean, there's no such thing as personal property, right? So I can pick up these pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Okay. I feel like these tutorial tips are repeating. I think we've seen this before. Maybe it's once per session. Maybe when we quit the game, it resets it. Ruckus talking to Garte +1. What does that mean? Why would I want? You know, do I want to try to wake him up? Okay, it's an option. I must click it, right?
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
No, he's dead. This unusually tasteful pin was produced to celebrate the St. Baptiste Summer Dinghy Race 31. It has the warm glow of a well-loved memento. And we're going to sell it for $3. So this is relit. I think we can try the Hanged Man again. Okay, and then we're going to go and try to get the cloak. Anyone else that's like unexpectedly glowing? I kind of want to go back upstairs, just see if anything's changed. Then we're going to try to poke at the corpse again.
The door is closed.
We're going to knock again.
Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going.
No, what? I'm not going anywhere. I was just wondering if she remembered anything new since this morning. I'm going to recheck my room. Can I go back into my room? No. I'm locked out. All right, let's head downstairs. Corpse, cloak, and whatever else might be back there. Yeah, see, this is the thing, which I can't click on again, but that's the 1600 hours mess hall, I think. A little weird that you can't click on some of the signs a second time, but I think some of the things maybe you go only spotted because of a perception check or something like that.
There he still is, looking right through you.
My shit is now
The
compressed.
body below is entirely dedicated
Oh,
to
okay.
that corpse smell.
Endurance. So endurance may be related to health?
It does now.
Ah, it is. Okay. Okay. So my endurance is my health. All right, let's do this. 72%. Actually, maybe I should have tried it first, then done it to do the reroll. I don't know, whatever.
Again, the corpse laughs at you, pus dripping from its mouth. You will never be able to hold it in. It's always too much.
Missed it by 1. Healing doesn't unlock checks, though. Okay. So you definitely want it maxed out first. All right.
Every time it happens, it gets worse and worse. There's nothing more to throw up now. All that's left is crying and convulsing dryly at the same time.
Dry heaving is the worst. I failed again? Seriously, this is how I feel. I failed again?
The lieutenant is clearly at a loss.
What do I do now?
Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough.
I think now he's telling me I gotta put a skill point into endurance. Nothing else to do.
You can open this white check again by going to your
It's
character sheet.
literally it.
It's okay if you don't make it today. The bloated corpse isn't going anywhere.
All right. I think we did talk to this kid. I really don't wanna. Son of a... Yeah, no, the sound is really hard. Especially, like, again, I'm not someone who deals well with this sort of stuff at all. All right, let's go try to do this cloak here. Oh yeah, I guess capping out the morale for mental checks is also
A
useful.
tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the railing. No one has claimed it for their own.
It's interesting, it still says 3%, but theoretically we can get it on 11. So it should actually be better than this. Savoir-faire is getting a penalty from my trousers and my shoes. Oh, that's a white check. Hold on. So,
A tarpaulin cloak is still
Yeah.
caught on the railing.
although we might take damage, but let's see. Oh, I think I did take damage. Maybe the check is just to avoid taking damage. Maybe I can't fail to get my cloak. Nope.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
Okay, I don't know where the voiceover was coming from. Holy wow, that's high. Doesn't seem dangerous. The lieutenant must be crazy. Sorry, I can't make it. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, I did take
Just
the
be careful,
health damage.
okay? Looks like
Okay, let's try this again. No pants, no shoes.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught
Oh.
on the railing. No,
So that didn't unlock it. So just cycling items doesn't unlock it. Okay, then I would have taken it off right away. But we didn't know that yet. Now we do. Not just taking off items, which changes your total, isn't the same. So there are certain events that unlock checks, and there are certain and putting a skill point definitely unlocks some things. Okay. I can't reach anything over there. Have we ever? I don't think we can get down there. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of heating items. We have to go. We may have to go buy one. I don't know. We'll probably just wait until we run into another one again. Why can't I just hop up here? Like, seriously. Kim, can you give me a boost? Okay. Did he give me the key for this? Oh. Logo and municipality of Revachol. Okay.
this trash container is locked.
Open the padlock with the key.
Lid as a padlock that says, with a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? That's it. Maybe whatever it is we don't want to see.
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow.
I haven't liked a single thing since I woke up this morning. How is this going to be any different? That's not true. I did kind of like the kid outside the bookstore. That's probably the exception. Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food
Plus I need
rises
XP.
to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Oh, there we go. I don't know why the continue didn't show up right away.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
All right, let's start picking through it. I did like the dice lady, you're right. And Kim, of course, that's true. All right, look under the boxes of carton.
You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Was I a garbage collector in a previous life?
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
New pants! I mean, not new. Garbage pants!
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes?
Yeah, the victim was
The
stripped.
letter in the door is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Post-death, though. Not pre-death.
Drop them in here, officer.
Produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Nope. Suck it up and deal. Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial
Blech.
number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything
Hey,
more?
Quill, pay attention. There's a new subscriber.
Dude, the sub. Fent Maxer. Hey, thanks for the sub.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
I want the mug. Run out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Garte again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk to the freaking kids again. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small...
We probably do need to add the stupid kids.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
All right.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
I mean, the text before is indicating that we might be done, but I gotta check these others. Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of
We
something.
have a lot of blue things, you know? Take it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. Listen, let's keep all these plans of the great bloodletting just under a hat for a little bit, okay? I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. Honestly, I am starting to wonder about this. We keep seeing a few references. Maybe I did intentionally just try to sabotage my entire career.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
No, man, it sounds like an order. Don't take those. No, it sounds like excellent advice from Kim, who I trust. Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Are we finished?
Read your ledger and name the case. We get to name the case?
Some items, such as the ledger you
Yeah, I know how to interact. The mug. I'm getting that mug too. I totally am.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Ew. An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Hey, I don't know if I want to take the mug anymore. But it's the only option. And briefly... Dude! I didn't have a choice but to take it at that point. Oh, man. Close the lid.
Container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
First of all, who's we? But also, wait, there are copo types? Is that like cop type?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
I'm a cool cop, right? I'm totally cool?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
That does sound right. That does sound accurate, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Oh. What are the other capo types?
Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow.
I want to be interesting.
But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go.
Won't the other capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual capo type from sorry to anything.
Fucking, they should be sorry. I mean, do these lead to an opt-out? Because I kind of want to see what these are. But like, if you know... The game's not wrong. That's kind of how I've been playing my sad sack of a cop over here. I'm not going to say this, change my mind. No, I guess I'll just opt in. Yeah, the Canadian cop. I'm sorry. I think statistically most people stumble on sorry cop in the first playthrough. I can buy. I mean, this guy's he's a sad sack of shit, this guy. So it makes sense. All right. I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
I got a new thought. Rigorous self-critique. -1 authority while it's running. Embarrassment to the party. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. I mean, that'd be a little bit more than I thought, but whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from a guilt-ridden past. All right? Case needs an official name. Right, let's interact with this damaged ledger. See, someone on Monday said something about you can interact with the ledger in your inventory, which we didn't have it at the time. But it's again evidence that people cannot hold the spoilers. You gotta keep that spoiler shit in your pants, man. I don't want to ask the Kuno anything. I am the sorry sack of cops. Okay. Yellow Man mug, which I can interact with? This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling and drags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent, frolicking in a field of saffron fields, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. Seems to be a cheap knockoff from some colonial-era antique. Can I interact with it to smash it?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here?
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug's an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this in the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. This mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. This mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? Yeah. Push it in the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology? What does that mean? I don't even know what it means. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. I mean, one's my first instinct. Fraud and embezzlement. So this is me pretending I'm a good person, but actually being a jerk and behind things. 2 does sound kind of commie, but I'm not entirely sure. It's like an example of what? Crass commercialization? I mean, it's kind of that. But yeah, like, definitely don't tell me what these do behind the scenes. I'm not looking at the chat right now, because if anyone's actually telling me what's behind the scenes, that would be a terrible thing. And I'm just going to go 1. Smug's an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Yeah. All right. Can I interact with it again?
It's just a racist mug.
I want to get into that mug talk again.
It will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
All right. Damaged ledger. This is the ledger he found in the trash. It's full of notes written. I thought, it is a clipboard, sort of. And other things. And a banana peel. And a 6-pack ring. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged. Start keeping notes on the case.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
Lovely.
It's a metaphor for you.
I am sorry, cop.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
I want to look into its blue heart. First, I will... Do I really want to inspect the toilet paper, or do I just want to pick it off gingerly and then get some hand sanitizer?
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
I'm going to take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Shake it off. Okay, we did get a skill point. I am wondering if we should invest an extra point in endurance. First of all, to get a little bit more padding on our hit points. It turns out there's quite a few times this comes up. I still want to stack Inline Empire because it sounds cool. I still love freaking drama. My God, do I love drama. I mean, I can wait. I can wait a little bit longer to decide. Can I put a skill point into this? I can. I think. It looks lit up. I think it was gray before. I know it's red now. I really do like the thought cabinet stuff, and I kind of do want to unlock some more. I think I'd rather do the rigorous self-critique. Like, if I'm going to do one of these two, I think I'd like to start with that. It was endurance, I think, for the... Yeah, savoir-faire was for the cloak, but endurance is for the body, which is kind of important. And then if I do that, I might be tempted to put a second point in to get us up to 4 for the same thing as Shivers, where it comes up on medium checks from time to time. I think I'll do this. All right, inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger down the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Lieutenant, what's this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
I'd be worried about what that number would be.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Groovy, thanks.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden,
Jeez.
earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense.
That's a lot of info.
Mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
Yeah, 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. It was presumptuous of me.
Don't backpedal now. I am sorry, cop. I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay.
Actually,
We all make
I should have gone with the burned out option.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them.
Oh, Kim, no, buddy.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There was mention of a naming convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples.
Vespertine is a lovely sounding word. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
How is that one funny? Mine's interesting. Square Bullet Hole murder?
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him? Did he have a hole in his head?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end.
It's my last case, everyone.
By the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
All right, commit to paper.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a subquest to find a goddamn pencil.
Event.
Kim, do you have a pen?
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook.
Oh, he's not gonna want to lend me a pen.
Hang from
Not me.
like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt.
That's a good description.
It's downright incriminating. He has little choice but to give you one, although he really does not want to. He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them.
You know you have to give one to me, right? This is how human society works, I believe. I mean, these are our pens, Comrade Kim. Our pens.
Wordless, he pulls one from the loop and hands it to you. The pen is cold, blue, and ready to write.
With this beauty, commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash
Yes.
sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The hangman, the Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun, shit on a stick. I thought we were going to get to name it, like, ourselves. If I'm going to choose one of these, I'm going to go with two. The Furies are at home in the mirror. I mean, really, it's the hanged man, but I feel like we're moving past this practicality. The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know?
Yeah, but listen, I know you like your man with a hole in his head.
Normal name.
Yes, yes, you know what that normal name is, but it's so plain. Anything else, please.
The problem is I don't really like 3 or 4. I like 2. Obviously, 1 makes sense. I can just say I don't have another name. Stick with my guns. Nope, I don't have another name.
Oh, well, then maybe I can suggest one.
Let me guess. The Hanged Man?
Oh, that's actually what I was thinking. The Hanged Man. I like that. A good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
I wasn't saying that.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
What you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it the Furies are at home in the mirror.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Try this right now. Can I read the case files now?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code
barely.
on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Hang on. Yeah, what was I saying? My precinct is 41. Yeah, weren't those officer precinct? Am I getting a hint about my name? I'm Horatio da Badass.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files.
Yeah, it's interesting,
It's
because
safe to say HDB are your initials.
I said Horace, but I was thinking Horace, like Horace, as opposed to Horace this way. I don't know about Debbie Berenger. Hram Jarin Bazinkin. Those aren't my initials. I'm not feeling them. Whatever, I'm going with option 1 because I said Horace.
That is improbable.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay, let's revisit this when we need to do some time kill. I don't need some time kill right now. I'm going to revisit this later.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Let's browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
Is one of them a money requisition form?
Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct
I can start finding people,
ones are
like this
state
brat.
forms. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague.
Nice. Handy. What about station call?
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear
Oh, I see.
at the specified
Summons.
police station. Below the call are the criminal
Hey, fish sticks, thanks for the bits.
by not appearing.
Field autopsy?
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was? I mean, it's clearly dark blue, but
Blue.
thanks.
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
What is this shit? What's this blue? Shaped ledger? Like an Etch-a-Sketch is going to erase it.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Am I going to find my badge?
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Do not look into its heart. How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Fuck it. Let's try to open it.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Let's smell the ledger, because this seems like a terrible idea.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
All right, we're going to put this away for now. Oh, Kim. Get in front of... Oh, yeah, the headlights and read the watermark. Okay. But first...
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
We should take care of that, then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
So I'm guessing one of the levers on the car probably turns on the headlights.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Cool. Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
That is quite the sound. Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
You have a remote?
We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Okay, look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
I'm gonna look around.
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. Two men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window. In the middle of a broken plaza, illuminated in a cone of light, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Where are we on this?
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
His finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems like a shithole.
It has its problems.
Okay, let's look at these perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad. 18.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means.
Doesn't matter. 18 is good. What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many. It's
Holy
hard to
shit.
count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last one row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3? That's it?
That's it.
Gotta be a record of cases or something. Hey, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often...
There's no way this is gonna be good.
Let's take a look.
It's gonna be like solved minor cases, reprimands, solved major cases, or something like that.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
18 years I've done this. Got drunk like Metastar. Walked the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,155 days remaining. Probably some boring office jobs, same as everyone else. I feel like I went around apologizing all the time, says Clary Cop. I really think I have anything. I don't know, just like 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Honestly, I might let like the intrusive thoughts in for a second and say something weird like this. 9,855 days remaining.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we?
Him just goes with anything. All right.
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases.
Okay.
Closed is good.
Sure.
It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot for 18 years?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
Maybe I am a super cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct.
Were.
Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills.
Wow.
You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
So, I'm a killer.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Am I actually a good cop? I solved tons of crimes and didn't actually have to resort to violence very often? Why did I decide to get so drunk I forgot my entire existence?
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of those officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
Uh-huh. Gives me a meaningful look. I bet he does.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
But I want to know more about you, Kim. Maybe I should find a hobby.
Anything's better than annihilating yourself with drugs and alcohol.
Well, I mean, that also is a kind of hobby.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
All right, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Presses a remote control on the key.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
What? Officer profile. Name unknown, rank unknown, Superstar Cop 1, Apocalypse Cop 1, Sorry Cop 4, Boring Cop 1, at least I'm not boring, Communist 4, Fascist 0, Ultra Liberal 1, Moralist 1, Good Cop / Bad Cop 11. Is this like a positive or negative number? I wonder. Honor is 1, people killed 3, cases solved 216, years in service 18. All right, let's try and negotiate for a room.
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes, actually. What do you know about that? Not a lot of people had access to this place.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you weren't sleepwalking or in a fugue state, or have amnesia. It happens to people, even perfectly normal, insane people. Could someone on your staff put them there? Who else has the keys? Okay, first, maybe you just don't remember.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
I mean, you're not wrong. Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Like I am flashing light directly into his face here. Yeah, can I fine him for disrespect? Exactly. I need to do these fines to pay for shit.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
Thanks, game meta commentary.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
So happy we invested in Shivers.
Thank you anyway.
Right, let's talk about something else.
Yes.
So about the money I owe you.
Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I will pay you back tomorrow. I'm an honest cop. It's cold out. I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Come on, man. After everything I've been through, Kim is about to say something. Let him. I mean, I'm sure Kim is going to be the one who gets us through this, but I'm going to try something. I'll pay you back tomorrow. I'm an honest cop. Probably. I don't know. I don't really remember.
As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence.
All right. That's pretty good, Garte. That's pretty good. I'll give you that one.
Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money.
You know, I still have my key.
Good luck trying to use it.
Oh, he taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the counter.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
I'll find a way in. I'll break the door down. Settle down, me. Settle down. This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Okay.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
What's the deal here, Kim? What's in your car? Or is that where I'm sleeping tonight? Do you have a fold-out couch?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Why is the fuel preheater gauge lit up again? Oh, maybe because it was running for a little bit. Look in the suspect transport enclosure.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
God, I love Kim. What are those
They are
things?
spinner hubcaps. Frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
Did you want to put those spinners on your machine? Do you want help? I can help you install them right now. No, we have to sell them. We have to sell this cool spinner. You know, probably for the best. You would have just gotten in trouble anyway.
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Yeah, outrageously cool.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. I am sorry, cop.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Tap on the fuel preheater gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled
Most sorriest cop in all the land.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you.
No, that's fine, bro. You've done enough. Trust me. What is this? Oh, there's a bench. See, maybe I could just sleep on the bench. You can keep your spinners, man. I'll just sleep on the bench. Some great tectonic forces craft the pavement like an eggshell.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Game, you just spoiled to me that Kim's not always going to be with me, and I hate that. Okay, it is interesting that there's, a mechanic for passing the time that involves reading books. Oh, like a bonsai. Ancient fountain doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Is that a pond over here? Wait, there's so much more to this map than I thought there was. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. What do these colors indicate? Different skills? The coin-operated viewer has been banged up, inoperable. The ad reads, broken window? Tibbs has windows. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you collect these bottles and sell them. God damn it! How do I get a bag? Oh wait, did the free to sell bags?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization
Yeah, I remember.
project in 49. The design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
What happened?
They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Cool, I dig organized crime. It's the best. Can't we do something about it? I'm just going to say this is kind of a joke.
That's odd. I could swear you were a police officer.
Listen, I'm not going to go and put a coin in here right now in front of Kim while we're selling us cool spinner hubcaps just so I have a bed for the night. We'll come back later and do it when we figured our currency situation a little bit more. Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. The roundabout north. The things I've seen and said. You and me both, buddy. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. What is this on the ground? Oh my god, it's a bag! It's a bag! It's a bag! Yes! Success! I have the most important object in the game! Alright, I also have the oblong blue pen. The blue pen, like a large caliber bullet that shoots out ink, once belonged to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Comes with a side order of resentment. A magnificent 200! Magnificent hubcap spinners that Lieutenant Kutsugari has donated to you so you can pay for your room at the Whirling. They are slate blue and shimmer haughtily in the light. Blue's gotta have some symbolism here. Plastic bag has Fritzig written on in a dynamic, forceful manner that implies great prices. You can crack it open. As you crack it open, a musty gust of air flies in your face. Smells of yeast and beer. Perfect place for tear. So equip this to collect tear from the streets. So let's go and put that in to that hand. Oh, look at the little jiggle physics on that. All right. Garbage can over here. Do you have any bottles? There you go. Oh, man. We're now a street bum. Great. Splatter of bullet holes line the wall. It's sort of an anarchist symbol. Look at these arrows. Leading here and there. Huh. That's interesting. Thanks for the bag, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're Hobocop now? Oh my god. I gotta pay for my medicine. Are these... Oh my god. Check mark. There's lots of little writing all over the place. Oh. Come back. Nope. Right there. The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air. Really? Alright. Look at all these cans. Kim's got to be like, oh my god, what are we doing? Streetlights? Helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Oh. All these vehicles. So the drawbridge, which is up. Hot air rises from the sewer. Sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. The tear machine was at the Frita, right? There's garbage here. I don't know if I have the key to this one. Oh my god, there's gloves! Fingerless gloves. +1 to electrochemistry. Yeah, baby. Oh, man. Full Hobocop. Keys. Keys to room number 1. Key to bookstore back room. Bullets. Still have a slot for glasses. Can I get some cool shades? Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. I wonder what... Do we know what day of the week it is?
A couple of indicator
I think it's Monday.
missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull the lever!
Pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the...
Hey, Aussie Russian, thank you very much.
You hear a soft clunk. Then... nothing happens.
Push it hard. No, we're just gonna... Okay, push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
The lieutenant humps himself while staring at activities. Release
The
left.
spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
It was. We may just have to wait. Butter sign down.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What a Samaran butter.
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. It's an acquired taste.
I will attempt to reconstruct what happened here.
Just some tasteless advertising at the bottom of a canal.
We had some decent die rolls on Monday. Not so much today. Yeah, Kim just wants to go to bed, and here I am collecting every bottle in the game. Is this the pawn shop? It is. Are you still open? What is this? Oh! +1 health! Let's use that immediately. Okay. I'm gonna buy all sorts of cool shit here, and I still won't be able to sleep in the room. Some kind of machine, an NT cash register? The bust of a wind, the plaque simply says DEI. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric factions thrown in.
Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Let's let our gaze run over the streetlight.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Oh, the spinning.
This would make quite a statement in your living room.
It would really tie the room together, dude. Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where'd you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him. I don't know, we can use it as a leverage.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
How much for the streetlight?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Are you out of your mind? There's one like it on every corner. I could go and get my own right now.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
I hate that we haven't talked to our Thai today. What do you mean transformations?
Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring. The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
It's pretty big, though.
Okay, that checks out.
I mean, is there seriously an option to attempt to buy it? We'll have to see in the future. There's nothing else you need to know about the light. There's a door there. Oh, I can peek at a sound system.
The boxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented.
It's not a door,
They
it's a cabinet.
stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle.
Does it have a cassette tape in
A
it?
classic boom
With a
box
sad banger.
says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
I mean, my name is supposed to be golden orange. Like a forest fire and smells of whiskey.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeeper, the Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Actually affordable. What I really want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Like a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Theoretically, I could bring it to a beach party, I say to Kim, for some reason.
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now.
No. We need the beach
The
episode.
investigation first.
It's an important part of every TV series. Okay, Kim, I'll just rock out with the pawn shop owner then. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach. With a boombox like this, I'll bring the party into the streets.
You can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
I mean, I'm sad cop, but this guy is like, or sorry cop rather, but this guy is like super sad pawn shop owner. Okay, well, I don't have the money right now anyway, plus I probably shouldn't spend my money on this right now. But maybe later. Hey Roy, listen, I'll
If
talk
you
to you
don't
directly.
mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
I don't know why he could possibly be bothered by something like this. How could this possibly be a problem to anyone, you know? No, I don't understand it. I love that.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
All right, sorry about that. We're saying sorry again.
I do appreciate it.
Okay, and put the flashlight away.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in
I wonder how many people out there trigger this dialogue.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light.
All right, it's the projector doing this, not that. Thought it was the light spinning. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you. Shake your head. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in these parts. Now the RCM is here. Tell me if you had any trouble lately. I'm gonna go with 2.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Law enforcement being inconsistent? That can't possibly be correct.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Typical vacuous consumerist objects. That's right, comrade.
It keeps me entertained.
He responds, unimpressed with your critique.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Sure, let's do it. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer.
I feel like we failed every die roll today, which can't possibly be true, but that's certainly what it feels like.
Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Did you have any guns like ones carried by cops? I seem to have lost mine.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Several questions.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God.
Hang on, I need to take a hit of something. Okay, I'm fine. It's a pawn shop.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun?
You,
We've Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
No, it's kind. Kim's a bro. He's gonna be cool with it.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight.
It does sound like I was in that kind of state.
The money. When I
What did I use the money for?
Normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Oh. Come on, maybe I will one of these days. Woo! Woo! I'm sorry you had to see me in a state. How much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
That's it?
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too. In case you didn't notice.
Maybe I really shouldn't have killed myself. Maybe I still won't one of these days. Honestly, that's our vibe.
The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say.
Was the buyer a policeman too? I don't think it was.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it.
I wonder if someone this we've already met.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Yes.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I'm sorry I sold my gun. I'm gonna lean into the sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage to clean this mess up somehow, while also keeping our focus on the murder investigation.
This mess. He means your mess.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was.
Can you describe her?
Or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Well, at least now I know I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Well, first, there's something I'd like to sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
How is Kim not? You know what? Give me back my goddamn hubcaps. Go solve this case yourself.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud?
Okay, so he gives us the value that we see in our inventory.
Jumper-esque banger. No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course.
We can't negotiate?
I meant no offense.
Really?
200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you.
Thank you.
He takes the cash, then turns to you.
Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
I thought I was going to get the 200.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners. The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I'd like to sell my clothes. I'm wondering, since I've paid for my room. Okay, I have this pin, but before I sell it, I have some questions.
Jean-Baptiste's summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was.
Sell Kim's pen. Oh my god.
So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you 320 for it.
320, that's a ripoff.
Pin from 31 ought to be priced at 310, but I added another 10 cents just to be nice.
No, I'm not gonna sell it for that little. I'm gonna give it back to her right away, and then I don't have to rebuy it. I'll collect more bottles. It's fine. That's all I wanted to know about the pin.
Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything?
I can sell my old shirt.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
I'm so happy we got a necktie line today's stream. I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
It's the lieutenant's handkerchief. Like, I don't want to sell... I don't want to sell any of this stuff right now. Honestly, this old gun might be a good pick. It's broken and everything. Although maybe we have a way to fix it. No, whatever. I have enough to pay my rent for tonight. I'm not going to sell anything else.
Another time, perhaps.
But... Oh! Oh! I get a +1 to my roll because of the strange tie incident. Let's roll again! Electrochemistry.
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately.
First of all, that's an excellent response. But come on! What was it, 52%, 58%? Like, because I got the better... you might be able to aid our investigation.
Doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
You know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery.
48 and
For
52.
business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
That's all I
The
got.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Yeah, there was nothing here.
Thing.
Nope.
Sure, man.
What's in this cabinet? We didn't click on that.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some
Today we had anti-streamer luck.
others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Interfacing. Win her back. To win who back? Dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
I mean, I know there weren't great odds on any of these. They were basically, these last 3 checks were basically all coin flips. But failing all of these is annoying. Yeah, win her back? Who?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy.
I love that my, internal voices are now fighting with each other. Inspect the knights.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
We are going to end the stream relatively soon. I'm just wrapping up this room here. Point at the knights on horseback. Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
We got a little bit of insight on one of Kim's hobbies. Inspect the blue uniforms. Blue!
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Are these royalist soldiers?
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Inspect the figurines and rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Meant to give people hope, even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. Possible to win against the cohorts of the capital. Ask my friend Garte, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it.
Maybe.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is.
Maybe we can get another modifier for our electrochemistry roll.
On this fine night, what brings you here?
You know it's not really a fine night. The weather's terrible. How come you're still open? How come you're still open, man? Oh, I should have said it's cool you're open.
Always open.
+1. Roy doesn't really sleep. Strange times in it. Okay, our third roll on this.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light.
We still only barely made it.
Lucky bastard. He's probably on Prolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Prolidon. What is it?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Well, he's got shades, and he doesn't like me shining light in his eyes. It's just me, or is it really warm in here? Take off your eyes. It's just me, or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
What's with the triangles on your vest?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster.
As in, like a radioactive pile?
Had to take Prolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile, what's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Oh, great.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance.
Why is it called the People's Pile?
Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol.
As they should.
Needless to say, things didn't work out.
All right, tell me about a particle decay generator.
A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
Why did it fail?
An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure.
Sabotage?
Turbine. Taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion, both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however.
Wish I'd done this first. It might have
Years
affected
in
more of the
the
conversations with him previously.
Years getting sick.
Must have been tough, radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How'd you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it.
Yeah, the Twitch extension would be fine for people just like checking on stats and stuff if they were curious about things. But I think it implied that it had some other things like, you know, like maybe some pop-up interactive voting for decisions and things. Maybe that was all optional as it went. But I didn't want anything that would like influence things, because if, you know, everyone's voting for things to go one way and like, well, now I feel pressured to do it. And I really want the story to go in perhaps unexpected ways by picking random decisions. That's why we're not running the Twitch extension. Trying to get as pure of a baseline experience as we can possibly manage, despite occasionally seeing some things in chat from time to time. Second.
So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole.
I mean, it is.
I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
Well, thanks for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Yeah, can you share your Bear Hard Job with me?
Have you tried it before?
Probably.
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire something.
Kim has to ignore so much shit I do.
Looks like he doesn't want to get involved.
I feel like the more sober I've gotten, like the further away I've gotten from my hangover, the more these weird behaviors are actually coming out. I think I was trying too hard, you know, early when the first stage of amnesia to be like, no, I are serious cop. You know, now he's like reverting to type, whatever that might be.
Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
Ride the pyro every day. I think I tried it once and I liked it.
Here you go, man.
He presents a large cap-shaped object in the palm of his hand. Very odd looking.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut. Not so sure about this.
Wait, why wouldn't I be sure?
Because it's an anti-radiation drug, and you're a cop. Not a post-apocalyptic scout.
Right, it's not Fallout. What? I'm gonna take it, but I don't necessarily mean I'm going to take it right now. Well, we'll find out. Thanks, man.
Of course.
Okay, item gained. Good. All right. I'm done. Okay. It's in the tool slot. Substance use effect. +1 psyche, -1 health. 4 uses. +1 psyche affects a lot of skills. So it's a tool, which means you equip it? How do you consume it? It doesn't have an interact, which is interesting. You can. I am asking for this one because I don't want to accidentally fuck up and use it the wrong way. Like, it's tool. I think you put it in your hand. Does it trigger on conversations like the pry bar does? Put it in your hand, and then it just instantly gets used. Use it from a button on the interface. Oh, there'll be an interface button. Oh, there are little buttons down here for my hands. I've always just used as an indicator of what I'm carrying, but maybe those are something I can then click on to activate. Okay, but we got ourselves a new item, which is great. It'd be really funny to turn around and pawn it back to him. It doesn't have a value though. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's just short of midnight in the game. We're gonna go back. We're gonna pay off our tab, get a room for another night. We're still gonna have like $8 or something left to our name. Maybe I won't give Lena, I think her name was. Maybe I won't give her the brooch back or the pin back immediately, but I'm not gonna sell it right now. We could use it to potentially get some books and different things. There might be some other stuff to pawn off, but I don't know what's important, and maybe none of it is, but I guess I can always buy it back, but at a premium. Maybe it auto-filters to only show me stuff I can sell that doesn't matter, but like we got a postcard. Probably we can sell that, but at the same time, it was only worth like 15 cents or something, so I don't know how much that matters. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to go and raid a Kiss for Lux channel, where there is some Palia being played over there. Give her some love. I'm going to see you all on Saturday. Saturday is our next live stream. We start at noon. We're playing more of this game. We're going to see how many buildings we can actually visit in here. But yeah, thanks everyone who came out. This has been a wonderful game, a wonderful experience. I'm so happy to finally be playing it. It's just as good as I'd guessed it would be based on things. And I'm super hyped to play this again after doing this and make complete new decisions to see what the game is like. See you on Saturday, folks. Bye-bye.